Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Happy to be speaking to you. How's this lockdown been treating you?
Lockdown actually has been great for me.
Okay.
um, it's been, I've kind of always been a person, every time I had a break from anything, I've always traveled or been somewhere or like organized something. So this has been the first time in years that I've literally sat down with my guitar and went through all my draft songs and new songs, and I wrote three or four songs, which never happened because sometimes it always takes me kind of like deep reflection to write my songs. But yeah, it's been great. I've been writing most of the time. I've been keeping myself more creative if possible. I've been stepping outside from myself, and just like reflecting about a lot of things in life. I think it's been apart from being great, but it's been very reflective months. Like it's been so strange at the same time because like every day kind of seems the same. Even though you keep yourself more active as possible, I try to work out. I try to like every day like create some tasks and saying, okay, that's what you do. But yeah, sometimes it's been like weird. It's been you go to bed and you're like, okay, tomorrow's the same day. I'm here, So, but it's been good. So that's good.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you've been making the most of it. I think I kind of struggled with that at the start, or I thought, I can't really be bothered. And then I was like, do you know what? This is such a unique opportunity for everyone, really. Everyone who's had the chance to be off work, to
Yeah.
just do what they be creative or catch up on things. And I've heard a lot of people I've spoken to have like self-reflection and reflection in general. There's been a lot of that, I think. And I guess like my next question is, what have you learned about yourself or about the world around you, do you think?
Well, it has been kind of good because it's been a year now that I've kind of um, let's say I've been more reflecting and I've been more trying to work on myself. So I'm trying to have a conversation between me and me and seeing things that we could change, what you could do, because people never stop changing in life and we always kind of have to do better. So yeah, it's been good because I've been definitely like gaining more confidence in myself and I know kind of more what I want, and it's just now it's became more kind of automatic. Before I had to ask myself that question, or wait, what do you want? But now it's kind of more natural. So I'm like, okay, this is what I want. That's fine. Which for me is very important because all my life I've been kind of like, I'll think about it tomorrow. We'll see. So it's been kind of not good for me this year because I'm kind of stable as a woman. Finally, I find myself like, okay, I'm a woman and this is what I want, this is what I need. I don't want this, don't need this. Okay, let's go. So it's been good.
I understand you were born in the UK, but you lived in Tuscany for a while. Is that the case?
I was raised in Tuscany in Italy, in the vineyards and sun and
Oh,
beaches, food. But I was born
lovely.
in the UK. My mum is English, even though I have a really mix. Like my granddad's Hungarian, and my nan actually is Italian. But my mum is kind of like, if you hear my mum, she's like the most British person you can ever hear. So I kind of grew up with British, how do you say, style, cup of tea in the afternoon. So my mum
Sure.
always made sure we kept our English traditions, but also on the other side, my dad's Italian, so I was always kind of bouncing between traditional kind of ways of being. But it's been good. I grew up in Tuscany, but when I was 18, I moved to Portugal, and I spent 6 years there.
Right.
So I speak 3 languages: English, Italian, Portuguese. Yeah.
How did living in Italy and living in Portugal and compared to living in the UK? How's that culturally? How significantly different has that been?
I mean, I think I'm here in the UK a year now, so I'm kind of fresh still. I love living here in Bristol. Bristol has been great and in an artistic way, and it's just like such a good city, and it's just the music scene here is just wow. Every time I went around like seeing and assisting concerts, it's just been mind taking, and it's very good. That's why I came to the UK, because the music scene here is just great. And but I have to say that it depends. Like everywhere, it has a good side. Like I am a very summery person, and I love the sun. So the rain really heals me. I mean, it has been I have to say, it has been a hard winter to me. I have struggled. There have been days very hard for me, like opening the curtain, you know, and it's just dark. And you're like, no, please don't. But anyway, that's when the music came in. So it's kind of a balance. Yeah, Portugal also is a great country. It's just amazing how people are there. And it's just Lisbon also, the music scene in Lisbon is just amazing, because it has a mix of like Brazilian music, it has a mix of like African music. Plus there's lots of foreigners, like Americans, Australians, so it's just combined together, and it's just wow. And because the weather is so nice there, people always kind of join into like big fields, and everybody's jamming everywhere, so you never stop like meeting people or playing. It's just a different, it's a different vibe, obviously. And yeah, Italy also, I don't know, the music scene in Italy is a bit strange for me personally, because it's just Italians, obviously not many Italians speak good English, and where I'm from is more like a very kind of reserved place, you know. And I don't know, like it's very like people sing, let's say like the radio is a bit very Italian, like there's not much of English songs going on the radio, but if they do, it's like people don't quite understand the songs, so it's a bit weird. But also they love reggae in Italy. They're like big fans of reggae music, and in the summer where I'm from, it's just loads of reggae festivals and reggae bands. It was absolutely great.
I wouldn't expect the Italians to be. I mean, not that they shouldn't be, but that was out of all the genres, I'd find that to be a bit of a surprising one. Why do you think the Italians like reggae so much?
Because it's because I don't know, like where I grew up. Obviously, where I grew up in Italy, we have a lot of beaches, and in the summer there it just starts in May and it finishes in September more or less. And there's lots going on the beaches. Like everybody spends most of the days on beaches. So I don't know. I think automatically people are more also. There's a lot of countryside where I'm from, so people do like a lot of like biologic things, or they grow their own gardens and things like that. So I don't know. It's just like a culture that people appreciate more reggae. I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but I just think they appreciate more because then like they appreciate more like the environment around, like, you know, like countryside and little things kind of. So
you did a song for us, Stand Up. Want to tell us a little bit about that song and what that means to you?
So Stand Up was the first song I actually published. It was the first song, my first single. So it took me a long time to kind of put it out there, because I don't know, maybe because it was the first, so I was kind of more like fear, like what if people don't like it, or what if it's not good enough. So I think the first time is always kind of the hardest to put things out there. But I wrote Stand Up I was in a very dark place, kind of. There was a huge question mark in my life, I was going through a hard breakup, and everything was just, there was no positive vibe going out. So I remember it was in summer, I was sitting in my bed with my guitar, and the lyrics just came out. I was at the moment, I was a bit kind of lonely. I didn't know what to do in my life, where I wanted to go, what direction, you know. It was just a big question mark. So Stand Up just came like, just Meri, you know, like for me, and me, I spoke to myself, and it's just like, Meri, just keep your head up, stand up, just follow what you want to do, just write down your just objects of your life, and just go for it, and just don't be scared, just believe in it, don't believe in yourself. So that's how kind of the hook Stand Up and Heads Up came out. And then obviously from around the chorus I built it up, the rest of the story, and it talks about disappointments that people have in their life, but we shouldn't kind of be scared of that, or we shouldn't put ourselves down from disappointments, because in a way or another we'll always be disappointed, but it's nobody's fault for that. So yeah, it's just more of a message between people that kind of struggle with their self, and they self-doubt themselves constantly. It's just a kind of message out there. It's just like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We're alive. Let's live it. Let's believe in it. Let's just keep our heads up and just keep going. So that was kind of the kinds of messages I always kind of have. You know, every time people go through a rough time, in my opinion, it's just like, we're not dying. We're healthy. We'll get through this. You know, like wherever we'll just get through it. So stand up, yeah, is a kind of a message. I want people to kind of feel kind of secure, and saying like, we only have one life. Don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to believe in yourself. You've got this. Let's go.
That's a great message. Meri, where can people find you, follow you online?
But yeah, YouTube and Spotify. I have my Instagram page, Facebook page, and it's all there. So Meri, M-E-R-I, because most people, most of the time, put M-A. Yeah, so M-E-R-I, Meri.
M-E-R-I. Well, thank you so much for speaking to us, Meri, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much. Bye.